Yeah, I was wondering, like, because now you're teaching teachers in a way,
Yeah,
right? So, like, and I know you'd mentioned, you told me something before. You said, like, you knew at a pretty young age you wanted to teach teachers.
I
And I was
did.
just
Well,
wondering, yeah, if you could unpack that, because it's very
I
specific.
it is very specific. I can't even explain it. So just like I, as a young kid, was always teaching, and I knew I wanted to do that. Even before it was while I was in college and going through my courses, and I was just working with my advisor and my mentor, and they're prepping me to be in the classroom, and I was already trying to think of when I would be out of the classroom but working with teachers. It was really interesting that I was thinking that way, but I can think back now and realize that, and kind of stemming from my moments of the classroom, although I loved working with my students, I had a huge passion for the lesson design and the
Mm,
strategy and
yeah.
finding ways to meet students where they're at. And I think I've always had that. And I think I've recognized in the way that in college, when my mentor and my advisor worked with me, I liked what they did.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I want to be a teacher and I've done all this work and I want to do that work. And I think that work is important to then eventually work with teachers. So it was a matter of me figuring out, well, when does that transition
Mm.
happen? I
When
think
did it for you?
initially,
When was the, like, how long were you in the classroom?
well, 15 years. So I
Yeah.
guess if I'm honest with myself, and maybe it just comes from an assumption I made that I would teach for 30 years and then maybe
Yeah.
move on. And maybe this is that agency part. I remember having a conversation with my husband and another friend who was a principal, and I just started to think, like, this was nagging at my heart. This was something I wanted to do. Why would I keep putting it off? I
Right.
don't have to be in the classroom for 30 years to then move
To
on
earn the
to
right to do this
something
other thing
else
that
that
you
I
love.
also want to do. Yeah. So uh, I think that answered your question,
It
or
did. That's
I
really
hope
cool.
it answered the question. Yeah.